impromptu championship match. Ronda Rousey's just been in a war.
Charlotte Flair drops major tease with The Rock ahead of WWE SmackDown. Charlotte Flair dropped a major tease with The Rock ahead of this week's edition of WWE SmackDown. This Friday's show will be the first episode of the Blue brand following WWE Elimination Chamber 2025. The Flair was not in action at Elimination Chamber this past Saturday night, but her WrestleMania opponent was. Tiffany Stratton teamed up with Trish Stratus to defeat Nia Jax and Candice LeRae at the PLE. John Cena turned heel and sold his soul to The Rock at the end of the show. Ahead of this week's episode of SmackDown, Charlotte Flair dropped a major tease with the final boss on Instagram. She shared a backstage photo with the legend, along with several other photos, and instructed her fans to be patient. Flair won the Women's Royal Rumble last month and will be challenging Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania 41. Former WWE star calls out critics of Charlotte Flair. Wrestling veteran EC3 recently mocked fans who criticize Charlotte Flair. The veteran missed over a year of action with a major injury before returning at Royal Rumble 2025. Speaking on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Outlaws show, the 41-year-old noted that Flair was still in a prominent position because she was out working people. The former NWA champion also mocked fans for claiming they wanted to see new things, but still going crazy for legends of the past. Just because you think somebody deserves something, sometimes the people that are in these positions are there for a reason, because they're still outworking those people, EC3 said. So, just because you, in your desperation to see something new, even though some fans say, we want to see something new. Oh, wait, that's from 20 years ago. Excited reaction to legends returning. Yeah. Shut up, okay. Tiffany Stratton captured the WWE Women's Championship by cashing in her Money in the Bank contract on Nia Jax earlier this year. Only time will tell if Charlotte Flair can capture the title from the Buff Barbie next month at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair reacts to Io Sky winning the WWE Women's World Championship. Charlotte Flair has reacted to Io Sky winning the WWE Women's World Championship. Sky defeated Rhea Ripley in the main event of Monday Night Raw to win the title for the first time in her career. With the win, Sky set up a huge clash between her and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 41. Belair punched her ticket to WrestleMania 41 after winning the Women's Elimination Chamber match. On Instagram, Flair reacted to Sky's latest post and showed her love for the genius of the Sky. Vince Russo believes Rhea Ripley will be added to Io Sky versus Bianca Belair at WWE WrestleMania 41. Vince Russo has predicted Rhea Ripley will get added to the Io Sky versus Bianca Belair match set for WrestleMania 41. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, Russo stated that WWE will make a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship by including the former champion. He said, "This is exactly what it was. Somebody there who champions Io Sky said that Io Sky needs to be in the main event of WrestleMania. They probably will make it a three-way, but I don't know how Liv Morgan beats somebody that looks like Rhea Ripley. I don't know how Io Sky beats her." This is where Rhea Ripley got to stand up and say, guys, like, really? Ripley became a two-time WWE Women's World Champion on the January 6th edition of Monday Night Raw by defeating Liv Morgan. She was previously forced to vacate the title due to an injury. This led to Morgan winning the title by defeating Becky Lynch. After several failed attempts to regain the title, the Eradicator finally got the job done on Raw's Netflix premiere. However, her second reign as the Women's World Champion was short-lived and ended after 56 days. Charlotte Flair shows off impressive body transformation ahead of WWE Raw. Superstar Charlotte Flair shared a social media update to show off her impressive physique ahead of Monday Night Raw. The upcoming edition of the Red Brands show will emanate live from the KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York, later tonight. The Queen returned from injury last month and entered the Women's Royal Rumble match at number 27. Flair eliminated 4 women on her way to becoming the first star to win the 30-woman bout twice. The veteran confronted Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, and Julia before announcing the Buff Barbie as her WrestleMania 41 opponent. Charlotte Flair recently shared a mirror selfie on X, FK Twitter, showcasing her impressive body transformation. The 38-year-old appears to be more shredded than before. The WWE Hall of Famer sings praises of Charlotte Flair. The Queen is one of the most decorated female stars in professional wrestling. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair lauded the SmackDown star in a recent interview. Speaking on the recent edition of the Busted Open podcast, the 16-time world champion claimed that Charlotte has continued to. Charlotte Flair broke a long-standing WWE tradition to show she's a perfect natural heel. Charlotte Flair triumphantly returned to wrestling at the WWE Royal Rumble Premium Live event, competing in her first match in over a year after a serious knee injury. She was pre-announced for the match, so it wasn't a surprise moment, but in typical Flair fashion, she made sure everyone left the show talking about her. That's because the Queen returned with a bang, winning the Women's Royal Rumble and booking her place at WWE WrestleMania 41. However, after a brief moment in the sun as a babyface, fans brought her crashing back down to earth with a bang by booing her out of the building the following night, proving her quality as a heel by going against a classic wrestling tradition. Typically, in wrestling, whenever someone returns from a serious injury, they're welcomed back with a babyface run because fans are just happy to see them. Considering the length of time that Charlotte was sidelined for, coupled with her general star power, most people presumed that would be the case here. Charlotte Flair didn't get the welcome back babyface run. Flair got a good reception in the Royal Rumble match itself, and that seemed to set things up positively for a babyface run. However, the next night on WWE Raw, fans hated her again, and it was as if no time had passed from her previous run in WWE, despite the fact she was cutting a genuinely babyface promo about the adversities she's dealt with and the problems she's had to overcome. Fans just seem to have zero sympathy for Flair. It's a unique situation for someone to be in, but it does prove that she's a genuinely fantastic heel. And that's not easy to find when someone is also a terrific in-ring talent like she is. That WWE consistently makes booking mistakes with Charlotte Flair. Big reason fans immediately turned on Charlotte Flair after her return is that there appears to be nothing new with her character or in how WWE is booking her. From the moment she arrived on the main roster, WWE has forced her into main event positions, racking up title wins to seemingly catch her father's record as quickly as possible. None of that aligns with a babyface, so people prefer to cheer the likes of Bayley or Becky Lynch. Fans like to see someone scrap and earn their opportunities, and returning from a serious injury like Flair did provide WWE the chance to tell that story with Flair, having her narrowly miss out and be forced to scrap for everything. However, WWE just had her waltz back and immediately won the Royal Rumble. That's the same type of booking the company has always done. Unfortunately, at this stage, audiences are genuinely tied to it. Flair might be an incredible professional wrestler, but she has become stagnant, and that's a problem for her character. The fact that fans wasted no time telling WWE exactly that isn't a positive sign either. There are certain wrestlers who fans cannot imagine as a heel, such as Rey Mysterio, but Charlotte Flair falls into the opposite category. While she's been a babyface in the past, it is a role that's never quite suited her and has never felt truly organic or natural when it has been attempted. Charlotte Flair is unlikely to ever work as a babyface. A big reason for that is her overall presentation. While some fans can get cheered for claiming they're the best in the world, such as CM Punk, Flair cannot. Seeing her walk out in huge robes or wearing designer gear for promos all push a classic heel character, and her often arrogant persona only supports that Flair is a genuinely brilliant heel who always gets a massive reaction from the fans, which is crucial for anyone in this role. WWE doesn't have many of these at the top level, and that's why the company might just consider never changing her at this point. The path forward for Charlotte can already be seen, as she is now fully leaning into her heel gimmick, as was shown on last week's SmackDown during her promo with Tiffany Stratton. There's no